Right, welcome to the solution to problem 5-4, located on page 203. Builder Products Incorporated manufactures caulking compound, goes through 3 processing stages prior to completion. First department is cooking. We got a bunch of costs here. Prepare a production report for the cooking department for May, consisting of a quantity schedule, computation of equivalent units, cost per equivalent unit, and a cost reconciliation. Okay, so let's get to work. We've got, again, physical units. Beginning work in process. And we're told there are 15,000 physical units there. And production started 110,000. So that adds up to 125. Completed and transfer out 100,000. And ending work in process then has to be 25. Okay, and so and we've got 3 again, so we've got direct materials, direct labor, and overhead. And so completed transfer to equivalent units, definitely going to be 100,000 for each of these because they are after all completed. So same as physical units, right? And now ending work in process, 25,000, and we are, what percentages? 60% complete as to materials, 20% complete as to labor and overhead. So that would be 60% would be 15,000 and 5,000. $115, $105, $105. Okay, so there's our equivalent units. We're now going to switch to dollars to come up with the cost per equivalent unit. So we go back to beginning work in process, and we are told $2,000 for materials, $2,400 for labor, and 6,000 for overhead. Add that up and I get 10,400. And then we've got costs added in the month. And materials 160. Labor 24. And 70 for overhead. Oops. All right, just got rid of some technical glitches there. Okay, so no. All right, let's try that again. Okay, much better now. So we've got costs added. I lost the 160 here. All right, 160, and this was 10,400, I think. Yep, Okay, cross add 254,000. And so when I add this up, I get 76,000 for overhead, 26,400 for direct labor, 162,000 for materials. This adds up to 264,400. And now we're going to divide by equivalent units. So divide you by 115,000. Divide you by 105. Divide you by 105, which should give us cost per equivalent unit. $1.408. I'll go to 4 decimals, 87, plus this guy here, 0.2514 plus 0.7238. Add them all together, 2.3839. You could probably round that to 2.384, but whatever. Okay, so looking at the reconciliation then, where we're going to try to balance to that 264,400 number. So we've got, going to start with completed and transferred out. And that should be 100,000 times 2.3839, so 238,390. And then we've got ending work in process, direct materials, direct labor, overhead. Direct materials at 1.14087, direct labor at 0.2514, and overhead at 0.7238. And we had in ending work in process 15, 5, and 5. So 15,000 units, 5,000 units, 5,000 units. Okay, so 15,000 times 1.14087, not 1.14, 1.4. 1.4087, 21,130. 5,000 times 0.2514 is 1,257. 5,000 times 0.7238, 3,619, which when you add it all up comes to 264,396. And that concludes the problem.